Dehaven, welcome, man. I'm excited to have you. How is everything?
Oh man, I'm blessed. Everything is good, man. Everything is good.
Yeah, you look happy. You have a demeanor. I must say, you give me the vibe of like a church going person. I don't know. You just remind me of people I've met in my life that be in church. Yeah.
Nah, serious.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like you'll see me Saturday night, you know what I'm saying, in somewhere having a ball, and yeah, definitely I'll be in church Sunday.
Yeah. So I grew up in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and like the old Brooklyn, like my family is from that area, and it's like we are big fans of that movement, like the Jay-Z movement, obviously.
Right.
And your area wasn't too far.
That's right.
Can you just tell me about the street?
Bushwick section or Bushwick projects?
I'm from Marcy. That's
the section. Okay,
yeah. So I don't even know, what does that mean, the section?
Oh yeah, because you got Bushwick section, which Bushwick, Avenue runs all the way up. That you would call that Bushwick section, and then you got a Bushwick projects, which is like Marcy and Sumner and Tompkins and all the rest of the projects. So I always say when some people like, yo, I'm from Bushwick.
Yeah.
Like, you from the area or you from the projects?
Yeah. So y'all like that area is close, but it feels far away. Like depending, like on the demographics, the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell me more about the streets, the layouts? Because I feel like you talk about your neighborhood all the time. Who doesn't? But what was like unique about that area? What was like the setup, the layout, the way people walked around,
At what time? Like back then?
Back then when you was in 20, or how it changed from 16 to 20 to 30. Like what was the evolution? What was the de-evolution? What was your lair, your stomping grounds like?
I mean, by not having a difficult childhood, right? So it was all love, man. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain to a young person, right? The times of trying to explain to them what family was, what neighbors was, you know what I'm saying, and what a community was, right? It's hard to explain to a whole generation that didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like real fall on deaf ears to this generation. We'd be like, yo, we didn't do this, or we didn't act like that. Our girls didn't talk like that back then. You know what I'm saying? We had different kind of role models and stuff that told us to stay in school, not join gangs. You know what I'm saying? All the OGs, I ain't gonna lie, whether they was hustling or getting high, their number one thing was always stay in school. They never said, yo, you should be doing this. I ain't never heard none of them tell us that. So, it's a whole different, trying to explain it like what it was back then, but it was all love. Like you was okay somewhere in another area and people would, take you in, your neighbors. It just was a whole different soul kitchen, like Big Mama.
Yeah, so you grow up in the neighborhood, and much like me, I grew up in a neighborhood where the schools weren't the best, right? The school I went to in my neighborhood was one of the worst schools in the city. So I always wondered, like, the education, what was that like?
The teachers cared about those who cared about learning. You get what I'm saying? The teachers cared about those who cared about learning, and the rest, the outcasts, I can't really say, because all the teachers was cool with me. They begged me to stay, but I don't know. I was bored with school at an early age, I guess. I don't know what it was about school, but I was so good at sports that's what got me by.
That's
what I'm saying? So, but the teachers were a lot more hands-on. And, like I said, they ain't have to do much because your mom and your teacher knew each other. Like your mom would really respect what the teacher said. You get what I'm saying? If your teacher called the house, it was a problem back then. Now teachers call their house and they have an argument with the teacher, these parents.
Yeah.
So,
So I think one thing you said that was interesting is like you grew up well. Like it wasn't like you're talking about somebody who trying to position like, oh, this was tough. So you feel like you had access to resources, everything, good food, teaching, all that, right?
Yeah, I mean, as being a kid, I mean, I enjoy everything that a kid was supposed to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Far as you know, how to treat women, how to respect my elders, how, you know, all of those things.
Yeah.
So, you know. Mhm.
What level of street smarts do you think it takes to like for a normal person? Because how do you define street smarts? And is there any examples of what that may be?
Street smarts. Some learn faster than others. Some not out there on the street. But street smarts is, you know, is street smarts. Knowing, you know, to be, you know what to be aware of. Street smarts, you know, I mean, you so many. Case in point, like street smarts. I wasn't like street smart to know not to stop here and think that I could find a red ball under this cap that this dude right here, street smarts. He got the red ball under the cap, finding the red ball under the cap. And I end up using all my school money. You get what I'm saying? So street smarts. Know that the scam is on you. You know what I'm saying? I was very observant about everything around me. I don't know if that's a Gemini effect or something because of my sign or whatever, but I always was aware of everything around me and always was thought that I was, you know, could be, if I seen something, I would be challenging myself and be like, I think I could do it better. You know what I'm saying? I think I could do it better. When I was a kid, like when I was like 15, 14, I was at the supermarket and I seen it's 7 cash registers and nobody packing bags. You know what I'm saying? I could think ahead, like, I know that this man is not going to be mad if I ask him, let me pack a bag. You get what I'm saying? I knew how to put a plan together, you know what I'm saying, to always keep money. So I was observant about everything.
That definitely knew a bunch of my friends who did that. So eventually, I think you kind of outlined it, right? Is like thinking you too smart for the streets can get you into something. So you eventually talk about like in your other interviews, like life of crime and kind of how that was prevalent. And in many ways that's embedded and kind of the opportunity that is there. But how easy is it to get into a life of crime? Is it like a snap of the finger? Is it even stigmatized at that point?
How easy it is to get into a life of crime?
Yeah.
Like now?
Back then.
Back then, I really say like it was a choice. It was really a choice, you know what I'm saying? To like, I didn't want for anything to have to be like, man, I want to sell drugs. I could have chose a different route. It's just, that's how life is going to be for anybody, really. You're going to make some choices, you know, about crime. When it comes to crime, you know, all the people that I knew that was doing crime always taught me, this is what I do, and this is what I'm gonna pay consequences behind anything, you know what I'm saying, in this crime thing. The only thing leads to in crime is jail, death, and penitentiary. I mean, jail and death.
So you were like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. So you were like 15 years old at the time.
The life of crime?
Yeah.
To be honest, man, I wasn't good at crime, man. I wasn't good at crime. I'm going to tell you a story, right? To be honest, right? Let me tell you how bad I was at crime. I think one of my first robberies, right? One of my first robberies with Jay. I was with Jay, right? And so I said, yo, Jay, we got to go do a robbery and shit. And this is how I knew stick-up shit, robbery shit ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? So, boom, we go on a robbery, and next thing you know, we catch these 2 guys in the train station. Boom. I back out on them. Yo, this you know what it is type of thing, robbery. and I go through their pockets and take all their stuff out their pockets, and I just leave, run from there. Right? I just left. I ran from there. All right. 2 minutes behind me, Jay come running like, yo, how do you leave and you got the gun? You understand? Like, how do you leave and you got the gun? And not only that, look, you left the jewelry and everything. I had to take their jewelry off their neck and shit. I was like, you know what, man?
So Jay actually had to finish the robbery?
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Like, okay.
Nah, no bullshit. I never told nobody that story. But honestly, that's what I knew for sure that I'm not no stick up. That ain't for me.